Kandis, hello. So I got something special for you today. So I am going to show you, by interviewing my mother, why I am chosen. So I want to start from the very beginning. But before we do that, hi, Mom. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
So you can call her Mom, and that's it. Okay. So, Mom, from the very, very beginning, all the way from the start, right? Can you tell us what happened at conception with me?
Well, you were the highest strength birth control.
Yes. Highest strength birth control. Here I am. So basically, I wasn't supposed to be here, but I was supposed to be here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So not only was it I was born on the highest strength birth control back in those days, right?
Yep.
But I also came 2 months early.
Correct. You were born at 32 weeks.
32 weeks I was born. I'm very tiny, right? Yep. And I stayed very tiny, and I'm still 4'11".
Very tiny.
So after I was born early, what were you and my dad gonna name me?
We were going to name you Kandis Starr.
Would you look at that? And guess who I am today? I'm sorry. This is so cool. So I was born on the highest strength birth control. Mm-hmm. I was born too early, very tiny. And my original name was going to be Kandis Starr. What happened? Why not?
They given me the epidural.
Okay.
And I'm allergic to it. We didn't know that until kind of recently-ish.
Right. And
I almost died. So your dad decided to name you something, gave you my middle name.
Right. So I now have my mom's middle name instead of the middle name of Starr. But before I even came to this earth, I was already meant to be Kandis Starr.
Correct.
And who am I today? Kandis Starr. Okay. So now we're gonna talk. She's gonna talk. I'm gonna talk a little bit too, because I can't shut up. From my years of 2 years old to 5 years old, just little pieces that really make the whole. Okay, not everything, but most of it. Okay. So from 2 to 5, I almost lost my life a few times.
Correct.
So go ahead. 2 years old was the I drank
drank furnace oil.
Furnace oil. Okay. On my parents' behalf, they did have it in another room, and I seen them. My dad put it in the other room, in the sunroom.
He had to bleed the system.
He had to bleed the system of all the radiators.
Right.
So be careful. I thought he put soda at 2 years old. Soda, yeah. I don't drink soda. I thought at 2 years old that it was soda. He was hiding the soda from me. So I did taste that it was disgusting. But I was like, no, I'm a big girl. I can drink this soda. And I chugged it. Like all of it. And
well, I called the poison control people.
Right.
And they said that don't worry about it because you probably got the taste of it and put it back down. Well, then you started puking up blood and found out that no, you drank a good amount.
Oh my God.
We took you to the hospital and they had to pump your stomach. Yeah.
I don't remember all that, thank God, but I do remember her opening a cabinet to get the phone number of the Mr. Yuck sticker. Mm-hmm. And then I don't remember nothing else after that. So
wrong foot, honey.
Take it off. I fix it in a minute. So then at 3 years old, did you notice anything?
Oh yeah, you used to go and talk to the wall and
talk to the wall.
Bye. Okay, see you later.
Mind you, I was talking by 1 year old.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you were the cutest little thing because you were so short. Between 1 and 2,
yeah,
you could wear the same outfit. And by the time you were 1, you were the size of a newborn.
Well, that's funny because I was just gonna say when I had my first daughter, she came out 19. No, she came out 21 and a half inches long.
Yep.
And by the time I was 2, I was 27 inches.
Yep. And you were 32 pounds.
And I was 32 pounds. Oh my God. So then at 5, what happens? I know what happens, but Mimi.
Oh, we went with your aunt.
With my auntie.
She had her friend with her daughter. And we went to the YMCA. And we took you guys swimming. And the grown-ups were talking because, it wasn't as if you were in the deep end.
Right. Well, it was deep to me.
Well, yeah.
But I didn't know how to swim. I don't know. I was 5. No, I was 8. I probably knew how to swim a little
basics
bit. Yeah.
Swimming, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that part. But
yeah.
So what happened?
Well, the friend's daughter decided to go and push you under the water and hold you down.
Yeah. And I almost drowned.
Yeah.
I think that I would have, but there was like this calm that came over me. I remember seeing my bubbles leave my mouth and just knowing, okay, this is it, at 8 years old. And it was just this sense of peace came over me, and it was almost as if I was breathing my bubbles underwater. Don't ask me, but I'm still here. So those are just a few near-death experiences from 2 to 5, right? So then let's fast forward at 8 years old.
Okay. We went to this one church.
Okay. Church.
And we had a guest speaker that day.
Did you hear her? She said she had a guest speaker came to the church. Cat's back there spilling milk into a pot.
No, baby. No, baby.
Okay, sorry, I had to get the babies. But, so we at church and they have a guest speaker.
Correct.
Now, I'm like 8 years old.
Yep.
And I remember this too.
And you were coming back from going to the bathroom.
Right. I remember I was like coming up the aisle and about to turn into the pew thing where my family was, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And this guest speaker, I don't remember his name.
Me either.
But,
it was a white man.
Yeah. He stopped mid-sentence. He looked at you, pointed at you, and said, "You." And it stopped you dead in your tracks. And
I'm in trouble. Yep. That's me. I did it.
Yep. And he said that you had something special, that God was going to be using you because you have something special about you.
Okay, so he said God was going to be using me.
Yep.
Because I had something special about me.
Correct.
Okay, fine. So now, 8 years old, man calls me out. He calls me out. You're the one. I'm sorry, no. So now, fast forward just 2 years. I'm 10. Okay? What happened? 2 years after that man said that to me.
I'm trying to...
It was so scary.
Yeah.
I'll start it. I was sleeping, and I woke up, and like my head, my bed was faced this way, so the door was behind me on this side, like kind of like where that is. I know it's not a door, but that's where the door would have been. So when I woke up, something made me turn around. So I said, hey, when you turn, your eyes start down, going up. I saw shoes, I saw jeans, I saw a white shirt. And I thought it was my dad. So I said, Daddy? And then I got up to his head, and there was no head. And I said, right? You get the point, right? Whew, you get the point. All right, Sassy. I'm fine. Nobody's hurting me. Sass. So, you get the point, right? So, that's what I did. So, then, as I did that, I was still had my eyes on it. And it was about a foot off the ground. It was see-through, but it had clothes on. But it was see-through. And it walked above the ground like this. Very slowly, not in a rush, not trying to get away from anybody. And it went, here's my mom's room. Here's, well, it would be like that, right? Mm-hmm. It went into the bathroom, and as it went into the bathroom, my mom came out. So they just literally passed each other. She comes into my room. Do you remember this part?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What?
Yeah, no.
You got the heebie-jeebies?
I do, because I think now knowing
The details?
the details, part of that, how things evolved
Yeah.
since then,
Yeah.
I think it was actually my mother's great-grandfather, because I have a picture of what you're describing, but he does have a head.
Okay. Because I couldn't tell nobody who he was because I had no reference to go through. You know? Imagine being 10 years old seeing that, you know? So it could have been an ancestor.
Right.
But not only could it have been an ancestor, my cousin passed right either before or right after. I can't remember, but it was like right before or immediately after. I think it was right before. So, okay, so I do see this man, and that shook me to my core, okay?
Yep.
Then, I believe, okay, so now I'm going to get into something a little bit sadder for us.
Yeah.
My 13-year-old cousin died when I was 10. So she passes away. I'm going to try to get through this as fast as I can so we don't get too emotional. We come home, and we're crying. Cat, no, baby. And I went up to my room. You want me to pause it?
No.
You sure?
It's a reminder.
Oh, okay. So, I went up to my room, and I start screaming again. So, do you remember what I told you? I mean, probably not word for word, but do you remember what happened?
If it's the radio?
Yeah, it was the radio.
Yeah.
So
that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was 10, after my cousin passed away, like the same day, we came home. I went up to my room. We had those old boombox radios. Mm-hmm. Well, I had it. She gave it to me. And it started, like the dial started turning, and I watched the little thing go up and back down. The boombox thing freaked me out. Again, I ain't gonna do it this time. No, you know? So I knew this was not supposed to be happening, you know? And that right there, that one, I could never understand why.
Right.
It was burned into my being, into my soul. It was burned into me. And I could never put that puzzle piece together until just a few years ago. Yeah. And it's literally DRV, Direct Radio Voices. You also have EVP, which is electric voice phenomenon. Sorry. There's a few others, but that's basically, there's ITC. That's exactly what I do today. Okay? Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's keep going. So, oh yeah, I was just showing you the direct radio voices. Yeah. So then 12 comes around. Mm-hmm. Now this is the biggest one, and I was literally just told this a few months ago. So the biggest one, I thought I was just absolutely bonkers for many years. Okay? So I'll start the story off and then let her come in when she comes into the story. I'm going to school. She sends me to school, right? I'm walking alone. We were able to do that back then.
Yeah.
At least I think so.
No, you did. You were
So
allowed.
I'm walking to school alone. I go into one of the parking lots, for like a shortcut. And all of a sudden, clear as day, as I'm looking at myself in the camera, I see this truck. I can't remember details right now. I don't remember what the color of the truck. It might have been red or blue. I can't remember. I see this truck and this man in the passenger seat and this man in the driver's seat get out. The man in the driver's seat gets out. He walks around. He pulls the man out the passenger side. He falls to his knees and he shoots him. And he falls to the side. He's dead. And I see this. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm in trouble. I hightail back home. I was like, nope. So I get home, and my mother and father are home. Usually my dad's working. This day, he was home. So, take the wheel, Mom. What happened? I told you, obviously, right?
Yes, you did.
Right.
And we ended up calling the police and everything to make sure,
right. Everybody's okay. So she called the police, but like,
right.
Go check. I remember Dad being in the background,
right,
screaming, "She's a fucking liar!"
Yeah.
So, police come.
Police came, checked it out. They actually said that, yeah, you did see that. But
they didn't tell me that shit. Right.
He did not want any part of that part.
See, I remember it just a little bit different. I remember them saying, no, that didn't happen. They don't see anything. And I remember seeing the cop guy. He had like a hat on. Mm-hmm. And he went down to his car that was parked in front of our house and opened the door. He looked at you. I don't know if he said something or you said something or nobody said something, if they just locked eyes. But then he closed the car door and came back to you. And he whispered something to you. And I always thought, what did he whisper? So I thought that's what once you told me that part, because I never knew that part, that he said, yeah, I actually did see this, but it happened 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So how did it really go? Like, because that's how I remember it. He came out and just said to you and Dad, yeah, that happened? Or did it take him a while to tell you? I'm just curious.
I think he
Is that what he whispered?
It might have been. I don't, my memory's getting old.
Right, I know.
And,
it's okay.
Medicines and that, but I just remember him saying that, yes, it did happen. And, that...
But not in that time frame.
Right.
Like it's happened from the past.
Yes.
At the exact location. Mm-hmm. And that she told me this maybe a year and a half ago, that he also fell in the exact position that I seen him fall.
Right. Yeah.
Which is just creepy to me. I mean, I'm sure it's creepy to anybody, especially if you don't know what's going on.
Well, that's the thing.
So is that why you guys never told me that part?
Yeah.
I was just, I'm thinking my dad, he's bugging out saying, she's an effing liar before the police get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what's burned in my head now.
Right.
Got me questioning everything about myself, So I think that's the biggest one, besides the near-death experiences.
I mean, back then,
yeah,
you never spoke about ghosts and
that wasn't allowed because we were in a Christian family.
Correct.
Yeah. So what else is there? Then we got 14 years old. So by 14... I started having these premonitions and visions while I slept. And my very first premonition I can remember, I don't know if it was at 14, but that's when the other one started. But my first premonition was basically, I don't know if it was a war where bombs were dropping or if it was asteroids. I don't know. But I did see military, and I remember crawling, trying to get to my house. I don't know if I was injured or if I was just trying to lay low from being seen. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But that was my first vision that felt extremely real. Now I used to get, I didn't add this to this, but I used to get the where you're frozen.
Oh, the paralyzing
I don't.
dreams, where
It's not dreams.
you're
So
you're not dreaming, but at the same time you're
I couldn't
seeing.
move.
Right.
Right. So, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this, but I don't know if we're going to have enough time. And it's basically, I remember something I was supposed to forget. And I was literally surrounded by what I would now perceive them as grays. And they were aliens. And they were surrounding me. I was on a doctor table. And I don't know what they were doing to me, but they weren't hurting me. They weren't hurting me. I don't know if they were saving me. I don't know if they were putting something in me. I don't know what they were doing. But I remembered it, and I think I was supposed to forget it. I just remembered this about 6 months ago. But I remember being a child, being frozen in bed, and seeing these grays around me, at least 6 of them. But they didn't scare me. I didn't feel no pain. I was scared. But they weren't like, ah! They were silent. They were just silent and doing whatever they were doing on me. What they were doing, I don't know. But I don't think I was supposed to remember that. Okay, so 14 with the visions. My vision started to tell me to run away from home. And now that I look back, yes, I went through a tremendous amount of trauma, okay? But I still got a good head on my shoulders, and I just want to say that nobody could have changed this outcome for me. So I don't want my mom to have any regrets towards this. This was all my own choice, and I apologize if I hurt you, but this